second chapter of Pancadashi. Swamiji started the last class from Shloka number 11. Shloka 10 discussed Karmendriyas, what they are and what they do. The 11th mantra talks about where the Karmendriyas are located, like the mouth, hands, feet, anus, and the reproductive organs, etc. They create kriyas that we discussed in Shloka number 10. In Shloka 12, Shri Vidyaranya Swamiji talks about the mind. Mind is the presiding factor of the 10 indriyas and is situated in the heart. Even though the mind pervades the whole body, mind depends upon the indriyas to receive the enjoyment from outside. Mind is not independent of the indriyas. Shloka 13 continues with the same idea. It says that the mind with its three gunas categorizes whether an object or the experience of the object is good or bad. The indriyas only come in contact and nothing more than that. On perceiving the object, the mind becomes modified into three gunas and accordingly we perceive the object. The three gunas are not from the objects, but they are from the mind. The 14th shloka and the first half of the 15th shloka elaborate what happens when each guna predominates. It says desirelessness or vairagyam, forgiveness or shanti, large-heartedness, audaryam are all born from sattva guna. Desire, anger, greed, and constant effort to fulfill the desires are all born out of rajoguna. Laziness, dullness, sleepiness are born out of tamoguna. Swamiji elaborated on all these. From the second line of the 15th shloka, Vidyaranya Swamiji tells us that the sattvic modification of the mind leads to merit or punyam. Rajasic modification of the mind leads to sin. The first line of the 15th shloka says that tamasic modification of the mind neither leads to merit or sin. Such a person's life is wasted without any purpose. In the 17th shloka, Acharya says that all these that we have so far discussed, like 10 indriya, mind, vishya, and sound, etc., are all produced by the 5 elements. This is stated very clearly. This can be understood with the logic in accordance with the scriptures. With the 17 verses, the topic of sense organs, their gunas, and mind are concluded. From Shloka 18 onwards, the main part of the chapter 2 is taken up. Acharya takes us to Chandogya Upanishad, where it says that the creation of elements, senses, and all others are from one Atma, which is called Sat. This comes in the first part of the 16th chapter of Chandogya Upanishad. We can listen to Swamiji's elaborate explanation by listening to the class again. 18th shloka explains the meaning of the word idam. This idam is the so-called creation. It says with these 11 indriyas, through logic and shastra, that everything that is known in this universe is to be idam. Shloka 19 goes on to say that before creation of all this, there was only one existence without a second. There was neither name nor form. This is stated by Auruni or Uttalaka and was explained in detail by Swamiji. In 20th shloka, Acharya explained the meaning of Ekam Eva Advitiya, meaning pure existence without a second. Vidyaranya Swamiji uses the example of tree to explain the three bheda, the Sajatiya bheda, the Vijatiya bheda, and the Swagata bheda. Swamiji concluded the class with this explanation. Thank you, Swamiji. Over to Swamiji for his discourse. Thank you.
Shrutismritipurananam karunalayam namami bhagavat padam shankaram lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krito Vande Bhagavando Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptadehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Padambujanmane Savilasa Mahamoha Graha Grasaika Karmane Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Om Namo Narayanaya. So we have seen the 20th shloka. There the Upanishadic statement Ekameva Didiyam Sadeva Saumya Idamagra Asit Ekameva Didiyam. This is the statement of Samavetiya Chandogya Upanishad. Now, based on this, here Vidyaranya Mahasvami start with the explanation of Sajatiya, Vichadiya and Swagata Bheda. So these three words, Ekam, Eva, Advitiyam. So it is the Ekam means Swagata Bheda without Swagata Bheda. The difference within an object, the internal variety, part or any kind of fraction, nothing is there in that Sat. So Sat is partless, Swagata Bheda. And then comes Eva. Eva means Sajatiya Bheda. So there is no second, or what we can say, there is no other object of the same class. So Sat means existence, pure existence. Existence is defined by existence only. The existence cannot be compared with anything else. So external differentiation is not there in existence. So this we have to understand about the Sat Atma. So there is no second existence, only one existence without an external differentiation. Therefore, it is called Sajadiya Bheda Rahita. Sajadiya means of the same class. So Sat existence has no other existence. It cannot be said like that. So the word Eva actually literally means indeed. It denotes that there is no second entity as existence, other existence. So we don't have too many gods. In this state of understanding, we can say that only one existence, one entity, one experienced consciousness, that is Brahman. No other consciousness, no other existence is experienced. In this way, we can say that this Vedas and Vedanta appreciate only one existence of God. The other forms of the God, many gods, we have so many gods, those are all different forms and different existence of bodily, physically, or no subtle body. They have different forms and activities. Accordingly, like we say, human beings and other elements. Similarly, there are God existence. But in reality, there is only one existence as the pure existence as Sat Atma. So this is the second word, Ekam Eva. And the last word says Advitiyam. Advitiya means there is no second, the secondless. So by this, it says there is no object of different class. There is no any other object of different class. This is what we have discussed in 20th Sloka. Now, Acharya moves on by more explanation and more detailing on this. So the 21st Sloka, Tatha sadvastuno bhedatrayam praptam nivaryate aikyavadharanadvaita pratishedhaistribhikramat. Tatha sadvastunoho bhedatrayam praptam nivaryate aikya avadharana dvaita pratishedhaihi tribhikramat. So what we discussed is connecting with that. So tatha, similarly, the example is given in last shloka, the example of a tree. So he is connecting with that. So now, similarly, it means like a tree, there is no second. Sadvastuno bhedatrayam praptam nivaryate. So when you see a tree has all these forms. It has leaves, flowers, fruits, etc. Patra, pushpa, phaladibhi. But unlike tree, this sadvastu, we have to understand this word properly, because the explanation continuing with this word, sadvastu. Now, sat means existence, vastu means reality. So now the reality, what is the reality? The existence is the reality, the only reality. That is called Sat Brahman. We don't have many realities. So the reality of existence, the pure existence, by which or on which all other objects are seen and experienced. Now that reality is called existence. Okay. So therefore, there is no differences by class. There are no differences by any greed or religion or but with any other thing. Because when we take existence as the reality, there cannot be any other form. Because whatever we imagine, everything is based on the same existence. So that existence is experienced by our own existence, the same existence. So therefore, Satvastu means Sat, Sadeva, Sadvastu. The reality as Sat. Vedatraya Praptam Nivaryate. In that Sat, the three differences, Vedatrayam, as Swagata Bheda, the internal varieties or differences, Sajatiya Bheda, the Bheda of difference of same class, and Vijatiya Bheda, the difference from other classes. So all these three are not there. It is reputed, Nivaryate. Aikya Avadharana Dvaida Pratisheda Tribhir Kramat. How it is reputed? So he is saying here that Aikya Avadharana. So all these three kinds of differences are negated by three words denoting oneness, Aikya Avadharana, the oneness of Brahman. And the second, Dvaita Pradishedhai. So Aikya Avadharana and Pradishedha. Aikya Avadharana is Aikya means oneness of Brahman. And Avadharana means confirming that. It says there is no other entity other than Brahman. Now the next sloka will again define this. And Dvaita Pradishedha. So there is no second. So not dual. Brahman is non-dual. So there is no duality. There is no second what we can call what we can say that this is different from Brahman. So there is nothing like that. So by these three words, Aikya, Avadharana, Dvaita. This is the basis of Advaita, Advaita Siddhanta, the theory of Advaita, the philosophy of Advaita. So based on this, everything is established. Now, each word is explained with more clarity and example. Sado navayavam shakya tadam shasya nirupanat. Sado navayava shakya tadam shasya nirupanat. Nama rupecha tasyam show tayoradyapyanudbhavat. So the first denial is Swakata Bheda denial. Denying the internal differences. Like in a tree, there are so many differences like leaf, flowers, and like that. So such difference is not there in Sad Brahma. So Sado na avayavaha shankyaha. So you cannot suspect parts, avayavaha, many different parts, different limbs in Brahman, Sad Brahma. So the Sad Brahma means the Brahman as existence. Now Brahma, in this existence, Brahman as existence, how can one suspect parts there? Now the pure existence has no parts. When that existence is connected to an object, when we say there is a book, so there is a book. Now the isness is existence. The is conveying the experience or the knowledge of existence. And then we add a book there. So we know the existence by the book or with that book. Therefore, we say there is a book. Okay. Now the book has many parts. So that book has many papers, parts like that. It has a bind cover. But the existence of that has no parts. So sato na avayavaha shakyaha. Tada amshasya anirupanat. Why there are no parts in that existence? Because in that pure existence, the part cannot be conceived. The parts cannot be described. Because when you bring any part there, so that part must be different from, no, it must be a different entity from that existence. One has to add some word for that, some name, something to that part. There in our body we have many parts. So each part has a name, and each part has some different character, different purpose. Similarly, if the existence also has some parts, then we have to say that those parts have some different purpose. So it cannot be, because the purpose is there when the existence is connected to other things. But the original existence has no parts. So therefore, we call it as pure existence for our sake of understanding. We call it as pure existence. Existence without any attribution, without any parts, without any fraction, any action. So that existence is called pure existence. So that is what the Sat means. This is the one of the nature of Atma. Sat, Chit, Ananda, we already know this. So it has no part. And the Acharya says he cannot even suspect that it has parts. Even that is not possible. Now if somebody asks, what about Nama and Rupa? There are Nama and Rupa, because name and form is there. So with that we can say there is differences, parts are there. But Acharya says, Tayor Adhyapi Anudbhava. So in that state of existence, where the creation is not started, yet to start. So in that state, there is no name, there is no form. When we are in a deep sleep, where there is no creation, there is no name and form. Similarly, Nama Rupe na tasyam show. Nama Rupe, name and form cannot be its parts. Why? Because Tayor Adhyapi Anudbhavat. They are not created, yet to be created. They have no existence with the that in that stage of creation. So therefore, it cannot say the existence is described or named as different names and forms. So they are not there. So therefore, in that state of pure existence, there is no name, no form. Therefore, there are no parts for that. So it is without a difference within. So this is what is described. Now, when we experience ourselves, I am, we experience ourselves as, no, we can't experience ourselves as a pure existence, because when we experience ourselves with parts. So we always remember our physical parts and mental activities. We are focusing on our objective existence, not the subjective existence. So here we are discussing the subjective existence by which the object is seen and known, no, like that. The objective existence, of course, has many parts. Therefore, it is objective. And the subjective experience has no parts. Therefore, it is difficult to know and difficult to experience in that level. Because our mind can only receive objective knowledge. It is always after objects. It is trying to find many objects to experience. So we have to change. We have to turn back the mind towards Atma. If you want to know how the pure existence is. Now, ideologically, we can say we are existing. If somebody asks, are you exist or not? What we say, I exist, I am. How can I say I am not existing? But really speaking, are we experiencing ourselves as existence? That we have to see. So therefore, we have never thought about it. How we prove our own experience. How we feel our own existence. We have never thought about it. Therefore, we feel our existence, our pride, no, everything with the activities we do. If I am doing this, so I am getting this experience. So I am happy because of this. I am respected because of this. So we bring all these activities into this. Now, if one can experience the reality of his own existence, he will not care for other objective relations for his proving his existence or feeling that I am existing. So this is the confusion we are having. So here the discrimination is, you separate this nama and rupa, all so-called experiences, and then see who are you. If you cannot separate nama and rupa, you will not experience what you are. So your actual reality is your own experience, your own existence. So that is called Sat. Now nobody can deny this. It cannot be, Sat cannot be a subject of denial. That is going to be discussed in next sloka. Nama rupodbhavasyeva srishtitva srishtidapura natayorudbhavastasmat niramsham sadyatha viyat. Nama rupa udbhavasyeva srishtitvat. What is this so-called creation? So this creation means Nama Rupa Udbhava, the creation of designation and form, names and form. This is what we call as Srishti. Now a form is in appearance, then we call, oh, it is there. It is appearing because I see it. So that is called creation. The appearance of Nama and Rupa, designation and form, name and form. So this is called Srishti. So Nama Rupodbhavasyeva Srishtitvat. Srishtitaha Pura. Then prior to that Srishti, prior to that creation, what would be there? Natayoho Udbhavaha Tasma. The name and form no is not there before the creation. No, now what is creation? When we wake up from our deep sleep state, we experience some name and form. Now, after waking, what is waking? What is the experience of waking? So we are waking from the deep sleep, and then immediately we have the remembrance, the memory of names and form. Immediately we remember our surroundings with names and form. Then we feel that we have woke up. So that waking state is experienced. So the names and forms are the creation. Tayor udbhavaha tasmad niramsham sadiyatha viyat. Therefore, we have to say before the creation of names and form, that Brahman, Sat Brahman, the Brahmana's existence has no parts. It is partless, niramsha, without any difference. So no difference can be there without these names and forms. No qualities are there, because even qualities are connected to creation. It is a different kind of creation. So tayor udbhavas tasmad niramshaha sat yatha viyat. What we experience in deep sleep is this. So that is called Sat. Now this Sat in these two slokas, it is confirmed that the existence as Sat has no parts within. The internal differences are not there. It is partless, like Viyat. Viyat means Akasha, like space. Space has no parts. It is partless, avayava, without avayavas, without qualities. Sadandaram sajatiyam navai lakshanyavarjanat namarupopa adibhetam vina neva satobhita. Sadantaram sajatiyam na. Now, regarding this sajatiya. So, difference between two objects. Now, if we imagine like this, suppose there are two existences. No, one existence is A and one existence is B. Suppose there are two existences. Now, what would happen? So you know A existence and B existence. Sajadiya means similar existence. We have one Sat, but if we suppose that there is one Sat and there is second two Sat, there are two Sats, two existences. Now, how to understand this? Two existence cannot be there. Why? Because if you want to know two existence, even no, without knowing two, you cannot know. So the A existence and B existence, you say this is A existence, this is B existence. Now you know both the existence. And the knowing itself is what is it is when you know that the connection of two existence. Without knowing that, you cannot say there is one existence and second existence. You know that, so the knowing become third existence. The knowledge becomes third existence, because without that you cannot know. Therefore, when we imagine two existence without parts, without qualities, as it is said as Sat, it is actually it is not possible and is not logical. Therefore, sadantaram sajadiyam na vailakshanya varjana, due to absence of difference, vailakshanya varjana. There is no difference. So without difference, you cannot say this is A, this is B. To know A and B, like if you know two different objects or similar character, like one book and second book. So how you differentiate it? With a third understanding or the difference. So the A book is different from the B book. So the difference itself is a third object. Because you understand A book, B book, and you understand the dissimilarity of both of the books. So the dissimilarity becomes the third object of. And without that, if there is no difference of two objects, you cannot know it. Because the separation itself is limited as A and B. It is a limitation. So you know the limitation. So when you know the limitation, it means there is some difference are there. No difference, difference of object, no difference of form or something is there. Without that, you cannot differentiate two similar objects. So now the problem here is the Sat, pure existence, has no quality to separate it from some other thing. It is completely pure. There is no name, there is no form. So like how can you say it is one is different from the second? So therefore, vailakshanya varjanat. Vailakshanya means difference. So nothing no symptom or no trace we can find in these two existences. Therefore, better not to imagine like that. So due to absence of difference, you cannot know it, you cannot assure that this is one, this is second. So therefore, sadantaram sajatiyam na vailakshanya vivarjanat. Nama rupopadi bhedam vina naiva sadobhita. That is what it is said. Without name and form or action, you cannot know the two existence, the difference in two existence. Now, one book is with a different form and another book is with another form. Then you know both the books are different from each other. Similarly, if you have the same shape and same color and everything, then when you see you see two books, it is little difficult to separate. But even then, you can separate it because that book is limited. It has a limitation. It has a shape and limitation. Therefore, you separate it. But here, the existence has no limitation. There is no boundary. There is no border. Now, how can you separate it? Without name, without form, without limitation, without attribution, it cannot be separated. So without separation, one cannot know the difference. That is the idea. So nama rupa upadi bhedam vina naiva sado bhita. So therefore, two existences cannot be there because even the difference imagined between two existences has to be existing. The differences, this you have to understand separately, because normally we don't apply this idea. When you see two objects, this is what we call it philosophical logic. When you see two objects simultaneously, you say this is A, this is B. Okay. Now, how can you say that? You say, I see A object as separate from B object and B object separate from A object. Therefore, I say this is A, this is B. But you have another object there as a third entity by which you see the difference there. That is said, if you see two existences, there has to be the existence, the difference of existence. That is the third one. So you see the difference, see A object, see U object, and the difference is also seen. Normally, we don't care about this difference. So now we want to deny this difference because our philosophy is Advaita. We want only one. We don't want to say there is a difference and you see the differences. We don't want to see the difference. There is no difference. So when we say only existence or only we experience the existence, actual existence, real existence, or pure existence. There is no separate difference. So now there is no knower and there is no known. Now you are not a knower of an existence. If you are a knower of an existence, the existence is also there knower is also there. You are the knower. Now you are separating. This is existence. I am the knower. I am knowing the existence. So then the difference is there. Difference as the third object is there. So you know the difference also. Therefore you separate it. So if we want to deny the difference, the duality, there only we have to say either the knower is existing or the non is existing. We can only take either of this, knower or non. We can't take both. Why? If we take both, our real existence, then we have to bring the difference also there. So we don't want to keep the difference. Then ultimately, we have to leave apart either of this, object or the subject. Subject we cannot leave away because the subject should be there to experience. I should be there as a knower. I cannot deny myself. Therefore, we deny only object. When you listen to this, you will feel that little confused because who knows who is denying whom? Who is the denier? Now we are trying to protect the denier. The denier is the subject. So he has his own experience as existence. So he cannot deny his existence. Therefore, he is saying that there is no second existence other than me. If I assume a second existence, then I have to assume the difference of my existence and the second existence. I don't want to do that. Therefore, the word says, Sad eva idamagrasi. Only one existence was there, or existence alone was there. So now, up to you where you want to put this existence. You want to put this existence in object, or you want to put your this existence in yourself. Now we have these two options. Only we have two options. We have to put either on ourselves or on the object. Now, if we take our own existence, so if I want to put on the existence on me, then that's okay because I don't deny myself. So therefore, myself as existence is called Sadeva Saumya. So the Sat is myself. Why? It is undeniable, therefore. This is undeniable. So I am the existence. The objective existence can be denied. Logically, we can deny it because we always deny many objects. In all life, we have denied many objects. Every day, every moment, we do that. Therefore, let the denial be there in that. So if you want to take one existence, that would be my own existence. Therefore, sadantaram jatiyam nanasti vailakshanya varjanat nama rupopadi bhedam vina naiva sato bhita. So this is how this goes like this. So the existence should be one and uniform without a second. So that can be only subjective existence, not objective existence. The reason is objective existence can be denied and subjective existence is undeniable existence. Therefore, let it be there. Okay. Now the Vijadiya, dissimilar to the existence. Now what is dissimilar to the existence? Non-existence. Okay. So opposite of existence is non-existence. Now you can see the play of words, how it is going to be. Actually, it is not a play of words, the play of ideas. Now how we conceive this. So Sajadi Swagata Bheda is not there. That is said in 2 slokas. And the 24th sloka denied the Sajatiya, the similar existence, denial of similar existence. Now comes Vijadiya, dissimilar existence. So dissimilar means like a book is there, a table is there, and some other object is there, pen is there. So these are called dissimilar existence. Opposite of existence. Vijadiya masattatto na khalvasti digamyate nasyatah pradiyogitvam vijadiyat bhita kutaha. This is the beauty of Sanskrit. This language, no, it can say, it can convey a bigger idea in few words. It can no make it so short. With few words, you can convey a bigger idea. When you try to explain it, it goes on. It has so many forms and parts. So here also it says Vijadiya Asat, dissimilar to existence. Now you have, no, it's a problem with the language. If you want to say in English, the Sat, you say existence. No other way. Otherwise, we have to say isness, or vastness. All this we have to make. No other way. So, Sat means existence. The opposite of that, Vijadiya, means non-existence. So, Vijadiyam Asat. The opposite of Sat, opposite of existence is called Asat, non-existence. Sat is existence and Asat is non-existence. And then it says non-existence. And how can you say there is non-existence? Is this sentence is correct? There is non-existence. So there is non-existence cannot be said. It cannot be conceived. Sat, non-existence, and Asat, no, Sat, the existence, and Asat, non-existence, or that we call as, in a noun we can say it. So Asat, Tattu, Asat, na khalu asti iti gamyate. That cannot be said. So we cannot say that the non-existence exists. Non-existence exists. It cannot be said. So na khalu asti iti gamyate. Asattu na khalu asti iti gamyate. So it is neglected, denied. Then the reason is nasya ataha pradiyogitvam bijadiyad bhidakutaha. The nasya ataha pradiyogitvam. Pradiyogi means the word is used, it's a technical term. It means the correlative of opposition is called pradiyogi. When we deny something, when we say there is no book, so book is denied. Now the book is called pratiyogi. So what we deny is called pratiyogi in Sanskrit. So it is related to the denial. Now when we deny something, the opposite of that is called pratiyogi. So now we are denying the existence, right? Asad, we say the denial of existence. So it is called non-existence. So the pradyogi of that, when we deny existence, the existence is the pradyogi. Like when we deny the book, there is no book. It means the book is the pradyogi. So the book is there in your mind, in your memory, and you are not seeing the book on your table, then you say there is no book. You understood this? Whenever we deny something, we deny like this only, because that object which is denied is there in your mind. So you deny something which is there in your mind and you are not seeing it's outside. So that is how we deny it. Now when we deny existence, the Sadatma, the beingness of Atma, then what would happen? We should remember the existence, then deny. Like we should remember the book and the deny the book. This is what happens, no? So now you have to remember the existence, right? Then only you can deny it. And then when you remember the existence, what does it mean? You experience the existence. Like the book. When you remember the book, you are able to deny it. If you don't know an object, you cannot deny it. Only by knowing an object, remembering an object, you can deny that object. Otherwise, no. So denial has a certainty, a particular object concentrated. Similarly, if you try to deny existence, you have to deny your own existence. Is it possible? No. It cannot be thought even. Because if you are denying yourself, you are not there, no. So if you are not there, who are denying it? Who is denying it? So if you are not there, the denier is not there. So how can you deny it? Therefore, the denial of existence is not possible. It cannot be done. Therefore, Atma cannot be denied. You can deny God if you see God as an object, God as a different existence. If you see God within you, you cannot deny. That is the difference. That is the problem with other religions. The other religions, all the religious practitioners, they are worried about their God, that their God should not be denied by anybody. That is a worry of them, because if they will be disturbed if somebody deny their gods. Why? Because their God is separate from themselves. But our Atma, our Brahman, we are not worried about the denial of Brahman or Hindu Dharma. We are not worried. If anybody denies, we don't care, because our Atma, our Brahman cannot be denied by anybody, because the denier himself is Brahman. How can he deny himself? And our Bhagavad Gita says, our Upanishad says, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hridesha Arjuna Tishtati Sarva Bhutashaya Stitaha. So I am there in all beings. I no leave. I am there in all their hearts, and like that. Sarva Bhutashaya Stitaha. Now that person cannot deny. So we don't care. Our other religious people, if they deny our God, we don't care. We say, no, if you deny yourself, then it's possible. You cannot deny our God, because our God is not separate from ourselves. The God lives within us. You see how it's beautiful. Therefore, we are not worried about anything what is happening around. People are doing and destroying, doing many things. So here the interesting point is, you cannot deny the existence, the beingness of anything. It's not only God, not only Brahman, not only other beings. You cannot deny the existence of anything, because the existence is not different from you. What existence you are trying to deny, you're supposed to deny, is not different from you. Now, you cannot deny yourself. Therefore, the existence cannot be denied. Right? Yeah, you have to contemplate on this. Okay. So the nasya ataha pradiyogitvam vijadiyat bhita kutaha. If so, how can there be a difference, the separation from one to another? So there is no opposition to pure existence. That is what we want to say. For pure existence, there is no opposition. Correlative opposition is not there. Correlative, why we say, in comparison with the denial. When we deny something, we have to correlate to something. Otherwise, we cannot deny. Like I deny a book. When I correlate the book, then I can deny. So that's the particular thing is called logically, technically called pradiyogitva. So without that, the denial is not possible. So once you remember the object, is it possible that the object is denied? When the object is there in your mind, then how can you say you deny it? People try to deny God. We ask them, you know God or not? By knowing, you are denying, or by not knowing, you are denying. If somebody wants to deny the God, he has to know what is God is. Without knowing, you cannot deny. If you don't know God, then you cannot deny. And if you know God, then there is God, because you know it. Either way, God cannot be denied. Not only God, any object. So this is the wonder in relation with this Sat. Therefore, we say Sat cannot be denied. If somebody takes this now as an challenge to deny God or anything, he can try it with this logic. It is not possible. So therefore, there is no opposition or denial of pure existence. Pure existence, the opposition we say contrary to existence. So nothing can be a second to existence. Existence is only one. There is no second existence, and nothing can be second to existence. So it cannot be a content of one's own awareness. What? The denial of existence. The denial of existence cannot be conceived. Can say, I can use the word non-existence. Actually, the word non-existence is not conceived by anybody. Why? In non-existence, what you conceive is existence. Why? Because you are denying the existence. And I say, without conceiving the existence, you cannot deny. Like without conceiving a book, you cannot deny the book. Without conceiving a table, you cannot deny the table. So what you already conceived, how can you say that doesn't exist? Because you already conceived. Right? So this is the real experience of Atma. This is how Vedanta develops. This logically is very high. And to understand that, one has to study little bit philosophy of logic. Then you can say that if I don't understand, if you say I don't understand what you said, I don't understand, even in that there is understanding. Because without understanding, you cannot say there is no understanding. This is how we understand it. Therefore, Brahman always exists, and it is undeniable in all conditions. Nasya ataha pradiyogitvam vijadiya bhidakutaha. When there is no opposition for this existence, then how can there be a vijadiya, a difference or different existence, the second existence? There is no second to Brahman if you take Brahman as a pure existence. Then there is no opposition. Therefore, the Advaita the philosophers of Advaita who experienced the Advaita Jnana cannot deny anything in this world. Those Advaitins, they don't have any opposition. They don't accept opposition. So this is how the first Sajadiya and Vijadiya and Swagata, three types of differences are discussed. Now I think we can stop here because today it was little heavy. So you can contemplate on this with these three differences. And of course, you all have the translations. You can take the translation. Because the problem is even in translation, you will not find this meaning. Because to convey this meaning, you don't have many options. There are there are no words to convey the idea. You have to take existence, non-existence, beingness, non-beingness, like this. And these words we don't use in normal English language, in any language, even in Sanskrit or any other language, Indian language, we don't use these words like this. So therefore, it will be little difficult, but we have to understand, because this is the foundation of establishing Brahman as Sat Chidananda. So the Sat is undeniable in all condition, and it has no differences within and without from a second or any other form. This is what we have discussed. Therefore, in all condition, that Advaitam, non-dual experience is there. Okay. Hari Om. Yes, if anybody wants any clarification, they can ask.
Nobody is there, Swamiji.
Okay, thank you. Hari Om.
Hari.
Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.